Bridgeport parents, are you looking for a youth center that is a safe haven for kids and offer education, recreation, and tons of other activities? Well, you found it here at the Portcast. Stay tuned as we visit the SWAG, also known as Students with Academic Goals. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode here at the PortCast. Today, we're here at the S.W.A.G facility, and we're going to talk about all the positive things that they're doing within the community. And to my right, I got my guy here who's responsible for making this all happen. Can you just introduce yourself and tell everyone your role here at the S.W.A.G?
Yep. Well, thanks again for giving me the opportunity to come on your show. I think it's always good to have people from our community be able to come out and give the message. But my name is Gary Nelson. I'm the executive director of the S.W.A.G facility. S.W.A.G stands for Students with Academic Growth, and our mission is to try to help empower our community through athletics, arts, workshops, and more.
Okay, cool. So I know you for years, and we played ball together and played against each other and stuff like that. What was it, or how did you get involved into being a coach and a mentor to the kids within the community? And I also know you have a travel team, so you work with other kids outside the community. How did you get into being a coach and a mentor?
Well, when I grew up, my family was all into basketball, into sports, honestly, not just basketball. My dad coached baseball and played baseball and basketball. My Uncle Steve coached at Hardin for all those years. So I just always seemed to be around the game. And as I was growing up, I started watching, some of the positive influences in my life, which were, black men that were in those positions as whether it was a basketball coach or a baseball coach. And I just seen the impact that they had, and I just wanted to be those guys. So I said, if I could step into those guys' shoes and impact my community, then that's what I want to do.
Oh, that's cool. I definitely know your Uncle Steve. He was my freshman coach at Hardin back in the day. And everyone who knows you know you have a real passion for the game of basketball, and that, I'm assuming, led you to be wanting to be a coach. And being a coach, that comes with a lot of dedication, a lot of countless hours in the gyms, days, nights, weekends. You're traveling from city to city, state to state, and you're introducing these kids to a new environment. You teach them about different culture, and you also teach them teamwork and the importance of teamwork. With that is a lot of commitment. So what was it that made you want to commit all your personal time to this when you could have been doing something else?
Well, I always feel like I was that kid.
Okay.
I seen how guys in Bridgeport like Wade Off and Fly and people like that who put all those hours in. But I'm saying, again, I seen the smiles or the joy that they brought to me or some of my peers of just having the ball and being able to come in and do something that we love. Whether it was free or low cost, and that's why I wanted to do it. And then when I had a kid, my daughter was born in 2001. I felt like I wanted to create a program that I could control and that she could be involved in and get the full experience. So that's what made me do it.
And how long have you been coaching youth growth basketball team?
Well, I started it in 2000. I just started doing a couple games and stuff. And then once my daughter was born in 2001, I really started taking it serious. I got lucky and built a relationship with John Bagley that played in the NBA. He was at Hall Neighborhood House, and he gave me the opportunity. He said, if you want to be able to come in and help this community, you got to, change the ways that your path that you're on, and I'll give you that opportunity. So that's what happened. So about 2001, I started my first girls group, and probably out of those 8 girls, all of them graduated college. They all went pretty much on some type of academic scholarship or athletic scholarship. So once I seen the impact that had on just those 8 kids, I said, wow, if I can just help them, I want to reach out and try to diversify them. And that's what happened. I started bringing in the kids from Fairfield and Trumbull and Southbury. And I'm like, wow, this really can help kids in the long run. You know what I mean? So when I look back at over the 20 years, I look at the relationships that were built just off of playing basketball,
Yeah, so basketball was the thing that brought everything together pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah. And I've been following you for a long time, like you said, ever since you started coaching girls basketball team, and just watching you. And I seen you make that transition from taking it from just athletics, but also expanding it into offering academic support and creating a youth development program, and also creating this space, a place where community kids can come, be safe, and enjoy being a kid. What was it that made you want to expand to other aspects of youth development?
Well, I always say you got to have candy, right?
Yeah.
And some people might not understand our lingo, but for me, the basketball, the dance rooms, the video games, that's all candy, right? Kids want that, so they're like, okay, what do I have to do to get that, right? So I'm saying, oh, you want to play this basketball, or you want to be on my team, or you want to participate in what I'm doing in my leagues, you got to do this. You got to be able to at least do your alphabets. You got to one of my biggest things I do with the kids is when I get them all riled up and I know they're frustrated, I say, what letter comes after B? Or D, or P. And the kids be like, A, B, C, and just forget it, right? But most people know it. If I ask you right now what letter come after C, you're gonna say D. But in a heat of the moment, if something's going on, you fluster, you're gonna be like, A, B, you're gonna forget.
You're gonna forget.
But that puts you in a life situation where you can have an issue in the street, right? And as much as people wanna fight or they wanna shoot somebody, if you take a chance to just step back for that 2 seconds and think about it, you're like, you know what, man? You go ahead right now, I'm gonna do my thing, and I'm just not gonna mess with you, right? You imagine how many brothers wouldn't be our age in jail because they took that 2 seconds to step back and say, you know what, I'm not gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, So, I try to put all of that into one and bring, like anybody that knows me and been in my coaching huddles, they know my coaching huddles are about life. They're not about, I'm not in the game saying, yeah, Kiga, man, you gotta set that screen. I'm saying, you know why you don't set that screen? Because you don't do your homework. You know what I'm saying? You know why you don't, so I put it all into, life situations where, and that's why it's good and the bad. Some people stay with it, and some people are like, oh, he's a smart mouth. So, but for the kids that have stayed with it, it seemed to has been successful. So that's my ways. And like I tell people that's why they got this, everybody baked cheeseburgers, right? McDonald's, Burger King, everybody, but everybody has their different style and flavor. So it's on what you like, you know what I mean? So.
Okay, so you're not just teaching the game of basketball. It sounds like what you're doing is also teaching them how to deal with adversities and challenges that they may face through life.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the good. So let's talk about some of the great programs that you guys offer here at the S.W.A.G.
Right now we offer in a junior NBA league, as you see with that ball.
Okay.
So I've been doing that probably about 7 to 8 years. Started in New Haven and just built it up. I felt like, when we came up playing basketball and everybody's always saying, oh, I want to be LeBron or Kobe or Jordan and Magic, and we felt a certain way when we came to the park with those type of stuff on. So I'm like, you know what, I want to create a league where these kids are proud to come in the league. Or like I love watching the kids walk into the facility proud. They got the NBA uniform on and stuff like that. So we created that. We do that junior NBA, which is from kindergarten to 8th grade. We have 3 different divisions. We also offer, we partnered with a organization called Creative Youth Projects. They do theater, music, and dance and instruments and stuff. So we partnered with them. They're here 3 days a week for the school year. We offer basketball training. We offer dance. We're starting a dance team. We have a young lady, Whitney. She's a professional dancer, black lady. She's from down this community. She's going to be offering dance. And hopefully we have some other people that can come in and offer communications and media and different things like that. So we're growing and we're open for partnerships. So.
All right, Gary, that's really big of you doing all the positive things with these kids here in the city. In terms of support, I can imagine this whole undertaking was a big task. I'm sure there was a lot of sleepless nights, endless emails, tons of phone calls and meetings and promises that were made by people who didn't fulfill those promises. So did you get support from the community, City Hall, local officials? What was that support system, the structure? What did that look like?
Well, when I first started, I had met Amy and Bob Stefanowski, the Republican candidates. They were very supportive of what I was doing. I had met them through COVID. Through some mass things that we were doing. And through that, they've seen some of my community connections throughout the state. And they said, wow, I can just imagine if you had a facility that you can be able to help your community with as big as your heart is, that you probably can, empower more of the people in your community. So we went around looking for spaces and everything and trying to help get other people to invest in what we do. And we got lucky, and the extra push from the Stefanowskis, we were able to get this 20,000 square foot facility. And as far as the sleepless nights, and days, you know what I mean, just trying to figure out how we're gonna make this thing pop. The blessing we had was once again, the basketball connections came through and opened up a lot of rental opportunities for us in the facility. So we live off of the gym running. The gym kind of helps us pay for everything. And so as far as the community support and the local support, as far as politicians, we did gain support from Heidi Nieves when we first opened the building. This is her district, the city council president. and Maria Valier, she's also the city councilman.
So I started this platform or this podcast to talk to individuals in organizations like yourself who are offering a lot of positive things in the city, or someone who's going to introduce valuable resources to the community that they can benefit from. And so when you're doing these type of things in the city, in the community, it's almost as if you have to quote unquote sell what it is that you're doing to the community. And by the community being the consumer, a consumer is always going to ask that question, well, why? Why should I support what it is you're doing? And here in your case, I think that answer should be, why wouldn't you support? Why wouldn't you want your kid to come to a place that's safe, loving, caring, provide educational support, promote physical and social activity? So I think what you're doing here is a really, really good thing for the community.
Well, I want to say that the community has embraced me. Luckily, I've been to numerous schools across the city, so I was able to build relationships with people from all parts of town. And that has been one of our biggest things. Like I always say, swag grassroots support, because we've got a lot of support just from like regular Joe people like you who know me, like, you know what, G man, I see what you're doing. I can't give you 10,000, but I can give you 100, or I can give you 10 cases of water. You know what I mean? And some people, they don't understand that that's more of a blessing. And I think that makes you feel good. Like, yo, I was a part of that. Because I'm telling them this thing's gonna blow. It's gonna get big.
And I grew up on this side of town too.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? And as you know, we need genuine places like this. Not some places, I'm not saying all of them aren't genuine, but some of these places, the director knows they're gonna get their 100,000, the staff know they're gonna get their 80, 60,000. They wouldn't care if somebody was in here or not, you know what I mean? Where us, we scrambling, I'm looking, I'm like, I see my salary, but where, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna be here whether I'm getting 100,000 or 5,000. Not $5. I used to do it for $5. But, you know, I'm just really genuinely, I love to pour into those kids, and I love to watch them. One of our things is I love to watch the kids grow from a 4th grader all the way through high school and become that college graduate. So that's what I hang my hat on, whether it's Division 1, 2, or 3. You know, it's giving the kids opportunity and giving them some love that they believe I can make it through wherever I'm trying to go.
So speaking on, when you said you love to see when these kids leave this facility and go out in the world and do positive things. So I'm assuming that is your gratification for all the hard work that you guys and your staff has been putting in and investing in these kids, to see them leave this facility and go out into the world and do good. So that's
just coming in and seeing them when they coming in, knowing that we're open today. You know what I mean? With the smile, like, man, we all open, I can come in.
We have a place to go.
Exactly. You know? And that's what my boy from Boston always told me, man. As long as you can give out kid an opportunity to be a kid, whether it's for 1 day or 1 hour, you know what I mean? You did your job.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And what are your operation hours here?
Right now, we currently only open from 2 p.m. until 11 p.m. because we have different programs that run throughout the night. But we're in the process of partnering on with a school to bring an all-boys school here on the 2nd floor. So our plan is to have it here starting next summer. And that way we'll be able to bring in some more low-income kids. It's going to be free for low-income boys. And we're going to start off with 15 5th graders, 15 6th graders. And then every year we'll keep adding that until we have a full 5th through 8th grade. And again, just try to bring people in that look like us and understand us to be able to be a part of it. And you know, give some of these kids a second chance at, you know, going on the path to whether high school, college, and stuff like that. You know?
Okay, cool. So eventually, your goal is to make this place to be a one-stop shop where you have everything from education to mentoring, athletics, and offering various classes like theater, dancing, computer classes. So that's definitely going to be a big plus and a bonus for the community. So,
and as well as trying to like now they're opening up some of these other facilities across the city, and even still here we have a couple rooms that are available. It's trying to give small businesses opportunity to try to run their business or programs, whether it's dance. Like we have 2 dance rooms, so even though we have our own dance program, we still rent to other people who do Zumba or who do strength and conditioning, where they need a space because they can't do it at a LA Fitness or a Planet, whatever anymore. So we've been doing that, and a lot of programs and people who have done it, their stuff have built up where now they're doing it at another location, you know? So if I can help businesses, or we can help small businesses be able to build up their programs and into where they need bigger spaces, our hope is that we can also help them with that as well.
Okay, so you're not only just helping out the kids in the community, but you also are trying to help the local entrepreneurs who may have a special skill set, like dancing or playing the piano. You do have room available for them to rent to actually teach these things to the kids in the community.
Yeah.
So that's a win for the kids as well.
Yeah. Yep,
And
yep.
what other ways can people help SWAG, whether it's volunteering, monetary donations, if you have a certain skill set or special talent, or if it's just coming and just sweeping up the gym floor, how can they help and support?
Well, it's always good to have positive role models in the building, in any capacity, whether it's through volunteering and helping in the league, or whether it's just helping, like you said, clean up or donating waters or chips. And it doesn't always have to be paper dollars and coins and all that. You know, for me, like I said, when sometimes just the kids looking over and seeing a black or brown or just a male there that's supporting them, or a female, or grandparents, you know what I mean, here to support them. Because what I noticed is, and I tell a lot of the fathers that do come to the games and stuff like that, and they come over while they're standing there and getting something to drink, and I'm like, you know, watch how many times that your kid is on the court that he looks at you.
Look at you, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't realize it because you never thought about it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, that's how much of an impact, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes they don't realize I'm trying to mentor you in that state right there at that moment. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you need to show up more. You need
Yeah.
to come here more than just one game out of every 7.
Yeah.
Because your kid is looking for that.
Looking
You know what I'm saying?
So is there anything else that you want to talk about that we didn't cover in this interview? I'm sure you have tons of other things that you
Well, like I said, I think that we're looking again for more community partnerships. I think the hardest thing is, you know, because we all sit back on our phones and on computers and look at Facebook and social media, it's just watching some of the people on here that say they support black and brown businesses and, oh, if this was my program, you know, like everybody's going crazy over the sound at the sound or whatever, you know what I mean? But a few weeks ago, we had a group of gentlemen who did an event with black artists, and 50 people might have showed up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how it goes, you know what I mean? So it's hard for me sometimes to watch people, and I've been doing good on social media for the last year.
Yeah.
Not saying, no, you don't do that, you don't support that.
Yeah.
But just trying to, like, okay, listen, man, you know, like we all grew up, like you said, we grew up in Bridgeport in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, where the streets and everything ran the city,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? And you had to survive through that, and I made it through that, and we made it through that. And I'm blessed to be able to stand here in this facility, in this city that I, you know, was raised and ran around, and be able to offer the same things that the Flies, the Bentleys, the, you know, guys like that, Wade Offs and Bernie Loftons, that they offered. And so no matter what people say about me, whether I was a knucklehead or whatever, I'm Gary Nelson now. You know what I'm saying? I'm G after 5. You know what I mean? So, but, you know, because of those lessons that we learned, I'm sure, even with you, because of those lessons that we learned in the 90s and the 80s growing up in our community, it made me the person that I am. It made me be able to understand these kids. You know, no, I don't have a degree and I don't have all that type of stuff that some of these other directors have, but I have experience, I have knowledge, and I've supported a lot of kids in this community, and I know I hang my hat off my last group of girls that I had 42 girls that played in my program for 4 years, and 36 went to college and graduated. You know what I'm saying? And they're black and brown women. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's my award. You know what I mean? So when people say, gee, you don't get this award and you don't get that, I don't need that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because me walking into the grocery store and seeing you at 27 and you're like, yo, man, G, man, I just want to thank you, man, for, you know, giving me opportunity when I was 10, took me on the bus to Jersey or whatever, places I've never been, you know? So that's my reward, and I'm going to leave it with this. I want to be impactful in my community, not important in my community. You know what I'm saying? So that's
I like that. I want to be impactful but not important. That's
I'm
nice.
trying, man. I'm trying.
That's right. All right. So before we wrap up this interview, I want to thank Gary Nelson and everyone here at the SWAG for allowing us to come down and talk about all the positive things that they're doing here in the community. We really appreciate it. And if you like this content, please remember to like and subscribe. Until next time, peace.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, Gary, man.